Welcome back to Project Beep Beep on the Average Guy's Restoration blog. I'm going to wrap up this segment of the disc brake conversion. I did receive my inline tube order for what they shorted me on the last order. These do look like the lines that go over the rear differential. So this will come from the proportioning T over the hump of the pumpkin and then over to the rear wheel cylinder, and this line looks correct too. Hopefully this weekend I'll get these lines on and the rubber line, and then I'll start a new segment that's going to focus on brake bleeding. I hate to ding inline tube, but for all you average guys out there doing a restoration, everybody makes mistakes, but FYI, if you buy from Inline Tube's eBay store, and it's not any cheaper than buying directly from Inline Tube, the reason why I went through their eBay store is I actually had some eBay bucks and a couple of eBay gift cards. Anyhow, if you buy from Inline Tube's eBay store, you're penalized from any customer support on the telephone. Everything has to go through eBay email, and that added probably a week delay to my disc brake conversion. So I'm probably going to give them neutral feedback. I'm not going to go negative feedback on eBay, but I'm going to let people know that they're penalized from any telephone support with Inline Tube if there's a problem. Quick update under the hood. The master cylinder, I've test fit it. It's in the car. The lines are hooked up. I've got a few more items to do under the hood here, a few clips to add, clean up a little things down at the bottom. But for the most part, the front of the car is plumbed. Since I have a dry brake system, there's no fluid throughout the brake system, I'm not going to take the master cylinder back off and bench bleed it. It's a waste of time because on the first pedal pump I'll just empty the master cylinder into a dry system. I'm going to try something that here again about half the people tell me I'm crazy, it's not going to work, and the other half tell me it's the way to do it. We're going to put 4 bottles at each wheel and let it gravity bleed for several hours, maybe even overnight. Just let it drip, drip, drip into plastic bottles through a tube. And then I will close 3 bleeders and start at the passenger rear and then do a traditional one-man pump the brake bleed. But since it's a dry system, there's nothing in there, there's no sense me going through the trouble of pulling that master cylinder off again. Since my brake pedal is laying against the floor, and the lighting's not that good, but let's see, if you'll pardon me, I'll grab my light and light up the interior. So since the brake pedal is on the floor, I decided to do some other items. I went ahead and pulled the dash switch pod off, which basically you have to contort yourself. So the brake pedal being laying up against the floor gave me plenty of room to lay down there and get that off. And I sent the dimmer switch and headlight switch off for a rebuild. And the dimmer switch, the rheostat actually had some dead spots in it, and the headlight switch was original, and I went ahead and sent that off. Also, I had some dash lights that were out, so I went ahead and ordered NOS sockets off the Mopar forum. I replaced almost every light bulb socket in the instrument cluster. It's a total of about 12 lights, including your warning lights and your turn signals and your illumination. So I went ahead and took care of that since the car was out of commission, and as you can see there, it's pretty much a mess. I had to pull the ashtray, the aftermarket gauges, are down there on the floor. Got all kinds of tools and screws strung about. We'll get that back together before we hook up the brake pedal. And then I will start my next segment on the disc brake conversion, focusing on doing the 4-wheel at one time gravity bleed. And hopefully we'll have this car on the road maybe the first weekend in May. Wish me luck. Thanks.